before before I get sick, start dry heaving again like I do every morning from 3 a.m. to 6 for years now. Especially I haven't really eaten in 3 days. Try to get some peanut butter and crackers down. Anyways, before I can't speak anymore, like to tell, or before I'm not alive anymore either, I'd like people to understand what it's like to have health issues and have your health destroyed from age 7 to 19, have your mother pass away, do some stupid things because everybody around you is doing stupid things, and you don't know how to deal with everybody's stupidity, and you don't know how to deal with people crippling you and then trying to fuck you up more. Yep, I ended up finding somebody else's illegal drugs in the house and using them. Now, this was at 18, 19, and I got thrown out of the house. I have no problem with that, even though somebody else brought illegal drugs into the house without asking me. I'm a grown adult. I could have called the police and had those drugs removed. Nobody asked me if I wanted illegal drugs in the house. Those should have never made it into the house. There's no reason to have them in the house. Especially with somebody going through the shit I'm going through. I'm going through my mother dying after crippling me. That's fucked up shit. But anyways, and I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. I got the mental health under control. But at least I need medical help with the insides, physical help. Physical help. But that's going to be an impossible task with these doctors playing games. So I'm, I'm going to try to tell you what it's like right after that happens to be a disabled individual who can't walk in the cold, can't talk in the cold, falls down in the cold, and doesn't know how bad yet his mother fucked up his records and how bad the system is. I'm going to tell you what it's like to be a disabled individual who's let down by everybody and how that you end up getting hurt. So, first of all, don't forget, I'm now disabled. My father just committed Social Security fraud, and he just spent 15 years convincing me that I'm a disabled individual and letting his wife disable me and do horrible things. I could go over the list, but just watch the videos. It's traumatic for me to go over the list. I have to relive each moment. If I want to talk about the OD at age 7, I'm going to have to relive it. And I don't like those flashbacks, but I can describe the flashbacks, and they aren't fun, but at least they're honest, and people might get a good idea of what to not do in the future. But anyway, so I am in no condition. I'm underweight. I don't look good. I'm on drugs. And I've now had health issues for 15 years. And my mother has acted crazy, and everybody has spoken up at least once that my father needs to do something about Zach and the mom acting crazy, crazy. Not just me. I'm acting like a child who's now dealing with the crazy mother abusing him. That's exactly how I'm acting. If you put a child with an abusive mother who's playing doctor, fucking with his house, and drugging him, that child will act exactly like I did. Maybe worse. I always had to fight it, and I always wanted to be a good person, so I always wanted to help others, and I kept on trying to do that, so I never try to hurt anybody, even when they hurt me. But I have seen other children where if you tortured them, or if you stole their swimming medal and belittled their mind like my mom did to me, or drugged them on every Halloween from age 7 to 13 on purpose and made them sick for 24 hours, vomiting every Halloween so he couldn't get any candy. I was the only kid that couldn't get candy every Halloween. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that my mother poisoned me every Halloween because everybody else disagreed with her. So my mother didn't want me to go get candy. But my father and brothers and everybody else said, let the kid go trick or treating. Everybody else goes. Let him go get some candy. And my mother would say, no, 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 no. So then my father would say, no, let him, let him, let him. He has a costume. He wants to go out. So eventually she said, ah, damn it. And get a little mad that everybody overruled her. But then all of a sudden she would give me my meds and I would start getting sick. Or she'd give me some cookies or some little Halloween treat. And all of a sudden I would get very, very sick. Start vomiting, start turning pale and white, getting weak, and I couldn't go out. I had my costume ready. I would stare at it. I would get sad. All the other kids get to go out, and now I'm sick all of a sudden. But here's the weird part. I would instantly get cured, and my mother never brought me to the doctor for this Halloween sickness, neither did my father. Every Halloween I got very, very sick, but yet nobody brought me to the doctors. Just like when I had the overdose at age 7. I OD'd so bad that they were calling for help, but as soon as they said, bring me to the, emergency room, my mother realized, wait a minute, I just gave him a bunch of pills that I might have accidentally slipped one in. And now my kid can't see out of his eyeballs. He's passed out, breathing not right. Oh no, they're going to charge me. No, he's fine. You don't know what you're talking about. Boom, boom. Left me to die once again. This is a very common occurrence. My mother would drug me. If something bad would happen, and then she would leave me with no medical help. And this happened over age 7, 9, on, all the way till she killed herself in the same way. She was popping pills, drinking, her liver started failing. She spent months in the hospital. They let her come back for a couple hours, or I should say a few hours. But within 5 minutes of being in the house, she's killing herself with alcohol. My father's running away from it, letting her drink and liver failure. And I have to be the adult and tell him, you need to stop this shit. He does a fucking bullshit job. He needs to take the liquor, dump it out in the back, take that liquor out of her hand and tell her she's not drinking. Instead, he whispers in her ear and lets her continue drinking the martini. I can't watch this fucking shit, so I go upstairs. Next thing I know, she's in the hospital dying some more, and I'm still not allowed to see her. Don't forget, I'm not allowed to see her because I know too much. Oh my God. And I heard she was talking crazy talk too. So if I just sat there, she would have admitted to what she did. But no, they prevented me from seeing my dying mother and getting my justice. Okay, whatever. What happens after that? Well, now my father goes straight into another relationship and runs away from what happened. He doesn't want to deal with what happened to me. He doesn't want to deal with what my mother was doing. So he just tries to forget about it and remarries really quick. Oh, my nervous system and stomach can't take this talking. So at this point, he gets in a relationship to make himself happy and decides my life and my well-being and my health is no concern to anybody. And his new wife can't help me until my father allows the information to be given. And my father's not going to allow me to tell his new wife what was going on. No way. He would literally scream and throw me out before he lets any of the truth get to her. Even if Tim and my whole family did a meeting and told her what was going on, my father would lose his shit because he got to avoid responsibility and move on so he can be happy and I can suffer for his sins. That's what happens. My mother literally did shitty, shitty, fucked up shit that destroyed my health. My father was there present, and he should be doing something about it, but instead, he'd rather sit on a beach happy and just move on every minute, move to Texas, move to New Mexico, move back, forget about it, forget about it, forget about it. Oh, I don't care how much pain you are, forget about it. Well, he hasn't seen anything because he doesn't want to. My whole family saw enough from age 7. It happened at age 7. They saw the shit while it was going on. They don't need to see anymore. Maybe the doctors, black urine in front of them coming out of my penis isn't enough. I have that on the phone, by the way. The first video is coming out of my penis, and then I look at the camera, then I look at the penis, then I look at me, then I look at the penis to prove it's me, and it's coming straight out of my penis. Then I show the sample, because I turn off the camera after it fills up the cup and you see the cup is black. Then I turn off the camera, turn it back on for a second video that I can post online. And then you see the court good enough video. That video is exactly how you send it to the courts or how you send it to get controlled substances. That is a technical cup that's used for the courts and used to get controlled substances. So the second video is done in the same legal way that doctors need to prescribe controlled substances or how the courts require you to do it. So the cup is filled. I got to show the temperature gauge so it's fresh and new. Then I got to pull the strip off, show the drug test that I'm clean. And then that is the court mandated test. So I've done now one that shows that it came out of me, another one, and guess what? The doctors say that nothing's wrong. That doesn't matter. That's normal. It's normal to be pissing black. Now, anybody I hope that's seen the pictures Tell me if you think that that's normal and okay. Tell me if you think that doctors should be doing further testing if your urine is that color. And if you've gone through what I've gone through. If you're describing the health issues I'm describing and you don't like going to doctors and you hate going to doctors and you're giving them plenty of visual proof, what would you expect the doctors to do? Run one CT scan in a year and that's it? Play around and treat you like a hypochondriac? No, I wouldn't expect that from somebody like me. Not at all. Somebody who comes in like me is supposed to get treated and have further treatment. But I'm guessing that my mother's bullshit might be getting in the way. Plus, I was homeless, and they treat homeless people really shitty, and they had no idea what was going on with me. And half the time, I couldn't even talk. I was living in the woods. Now, back to the living in the woods part. Oh, God. So, when I was 19 and I was living in my father's house, like I said, they threw my ass to the street. They drove me to the shelter and dropped me off without, remember, now they know there's a million medical things wrong with me. My father knows that. His new wife probably doesn't, but my father's very aware that there's been at least 100 different medical issues and none of them we got answers for in the last 15 years. They had medical issues at 7, they had medical issues at 8, they had medical issues at 9, they had medical issues at 10, all the way up, and I've never got any solid answers or help. I've never recovered. I have my stomach, I'm still sick all the time, I'm still not eating properly, I'm still shaking, I'm still seizing, I'm still on a bunch of medications and none of them are helping. They're having side effects where I'm hungover and hurt in the mornings. Things are fucked up and I don't know what's up and down from my medical records. And my mother just acted crazy and killed herself with alcohol. She literally acted crazy the minute she was home, the last minute I saw her home. The last memory I have her in the house with me, she was acting crazy. So don't tell me that my mother doesn't act crazy, because the last minute she was alive, she was drinking in front of me while her liver was failing. So don't tell me my mother wasn't an alcoholic or crazy. I know better than anybody. And I had to deal with all the pain and suffering that came with it. My father got to have the happy times, I got to fucking suffer inside my body. And does he even care that I paid the price for him? No, he wants a vacation some more. Anyway, so he drops me off at a shelter, and I really don't blame him for that part because it was an action that I do say deserves a shelter. But he is not forgiven for not getting me proper doctors. He, at any time from age 7 to 19, he could have listened to me, the teachers, or any person in authority, his son, his daughter, his grandson, and we could have got better medical treatment. Instead, he wanted to waste money on a mental person's little games and get me hurt. The money my father spent was on fake bullshit that got me hurt that my mother wanted. I want ballet because my son is sick, but I thought the doctor said he had a coordination issue and you should do further stuff. Yeah, but we're going to do ballet, but I need money. Oh, well, now I want to bring him the psych doctor after psych doctor. Now I want to get him pills. Let's get him Zyprexa, Thorazine, Haldol, Remeron, Risperidone, Lamictal, Seroquel, Trazodone. Like I said, Thorazine's in there. Well, let's give him all that mix. Don't forget the Vistarol and the Benzos and the Adderall and the Ritalins and the Vyvances. Don't forget all those too. Meanwhile, my sickness gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. The only thing that helped me in that combo is I slept better, and I never got to learn how to sleep because the meds always knocked me to my ass. By the way, I learned how to sleep at the age of 28. I was drugged at age 5 when I was supposed to be learning how to fall asleep. So I never got to learn how to fall asleep. From age 5 to age 20, I just let the meds put me to sleep. They were so strong. Nobody. One kid took one of my pills when I told him not to, and he said that he literally could not move. He pissed on his floor and couldn't make it to the bathroom. He said, "What the fuck are they got you on?" I said, "I told you not to steal my motherfucking pills." He says, "Okay, I won't take your fucking pills. I didn't know that those were those type of pills. I thought they gave you good stuff the way you looked." I said, "No. Those pills fuck you up in a bad way. They knock you on your ass and you're hungover in the morning. And then if you ask the doctors about the side effects to go on better medication for sleep, they double your doses. Anyways, so I know for a fact that these pills are fucked up. And they could see me like this every morning, drooling, can't walk. I look bad every fucking morning. Everybody, the teachers, people around me knew that this child looked bad. But yet my mother said, no, 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 we want him on these medications. So I got overruled. At 19, I'm drove to the shelter without any treatment for any of this bullshit. I go in the shelter. I'm not allowed to stay. My medication list and my urine needs paperwork, further paperwork. That happened a bunch of times later when I got released from the hospital, too. But this is my first stop. I don't know the rules yet. So I go to sleep outside for a while, and then I go to Lawrence. Somebody tells me I can go to the shelter there. So I go to the Lawrence shelter, and that's the first time. But I end up going back to spend a whole year there. But anyways, and I find out that one, they will let me stay there, but I have to take a poop in front of sex offenders. If you go to 119 Winter Street during any of the 2011 to 2018, that's when I know for sure. I'm guessing it's still either shut down completely or these things are still there. The bathroom is like this. You have two toilets, no stalls. Across from that, a bench. Across from those toilets is also two sinks. So you have a little changing bench and two sinks, no stalls, no blinds, no curtains. And then on the right of the toilets of this room is three showers with no curtains. So you have three little box showers. Now, luckily, you can hang a towel because these showers are incest. So the water can go down the drain. So you can hang a towel over a railing with no curtain on it, and at least you don't got to see. The people will see your dick and your balls and your privates, but they won't. You don't have to look them in the face. Then, if you're using the sink or somebody's changing and you're taking a poop, you got to let sex offenders watch you poop. And if you're taking a poop and somebody else got to take a poop, you guys got to share the same toilet paper and shake hands and look at each other. Don't forget the people taking showers and the people at the sinks and the people changing all are in the same open room as you using the toilet. This is one open room plan. Now, I got no good reason why this is. I'm guessing it's something to do with drugs or somebody getting hurt, but you have sex offenders living there. Meanwhile, you have an open floor plan while people are naked. You got 19 and 20-year-olds getting naked in front of sex offenders. Do you might think that this might be a problem? Do you think one of these guys might try to hurt these young kids, these young 20-year-olds when they go out? They might see these young 20-year-olds using the bathroom or taking a shower and can't control themselves. Does anybody think it's a good idea to have the smallest, most unfunded shelter in Lawrence, 119 Winter Street, allow people for year after year after year to use the bathroom, take a shower, wash their hands, and change all in the same room with multiple people, like literally 8 people together? Literally, I got to use the bathroom. So what? Use it. Yeah, but there's 8 people all staring at me when I go to use it. So what? I don't like getting naked in front of other people. Too bad. But can you give me a curtain or can you give me something for the shower at least? No, we don't do curtains here. Well, can't you guys put a divider or in a stall over the toilet or something? Nope. So you just let people get naked in front of sex offenders no matter who they are. And sex offenders or people can just walk in and do whatever they want. Well, if they touch you, you let us know. Okay, so when I leave this morning and I'm walking down the street to go to my doctor's and they touch me, I should let you know? No, as soon as you leave here, we're not responsible. So if they watch me while naked and they can't control their urges, and I leave and they decide to act on those urges, you are not responsible for having me get naked in front of them. And they said, we don't know anything about that. Of course. And I just stayed there, got naked in front of everybody, just like everybody else had to do. There's like 28 beds in the small little shelter. And by the way, the beds are a piece of fabric that is sewn in by bungee cords to a metal frame. This is by far the worst shelter because it's in Lawrence, 119 Winter Street. I used to have some awful pictures of this place. They said they were getting shut down for it. The problem is that they do need shelters and people do need housing. But this is what people go through. 20-year-olds are left onto the street because their parents don't care, and it was back different in my day. So they go onto the street, they go into the shelter, they get a job, but yet they get traumatized or they get abused, and then they can't hold the job, and then everybody wonders what the fuck is going on. Now that's other people. In my case, I'm strong. I'm strong mentally. You could throw me on the ground and rape me, and I'll move on with my life because I had something worse done to me. I got drugs forced into me for 15 years, and I've had actual sexual encounters too that were against my will. I've had to be mentally strong to live in this world. It's either that or I off myself. I can't keep on taking this amount of abuse, and this is why I've decided to help other people. Because there's only two ways you can take this amount of abuse and not get justice. One way is you just go nuts and you don't know how to deal with it like most people do. Two, you decide that you don't want these abuses to happen to other people, so you speak up and you try to do stuff to stop it. But it hasn't, I've helped a lot of people, but it hasn't worked for myself yet, and some of these assholes just keep on playing games. Part of it too is the more I get hurt, the more bullshit I get, because it needs to be recorded. You can't keep on getting hurt for 25 years and not have documentation of your injuries. I need documentation, or this is going to go way too far. I'm going to need dialysis, and these people are going to scratch their heads. How did this happen? It happened because you let me get drugged for 15 years while speaking up. You let me live in the woods for 4 years. Then you guys worked me to death for 8 years while asking for help while my kidneys were failing. I was pissing black and bleeding into my testicles covering somebody's shift because you guys wouldn't write a note. That's how this happens. Now I'm on dialysis or I'm dead. And by the way, if you find my body, that's why. It's nothing to do with drugs. I've been sober 8 years. It has to do with the doctors denying help, a mother that was drugging me, and people who are running away from it. That's simple. And I am going to die, and I am going to be, my kidneys are going to go, and other organs are going, I can tell. I don't need a doctor to tell me I'm going to be dead in less than 10 years. I don't need a doctor to tell me that black urine and kidney pain is a bad thing. I don't need a doctor for that. But I do go to doctor over and over and over. I show them the videos, but then they just go, oh, well, we can't see it. Oh, wait, hold it for the doctor. Oh, the doctor's not. They play so much fucking games when they have what they need right in front of them. Here you go. Please extend your hand and grab your proof. Please open your eyes and stop closing them. I'm trying to show you the blood that you said that you couldn't see. Why are you closing your eyes? Why are you running out of... Oh, great. This is how they act. Those are hypotheticals, actually. That's not actually how they act. I don't even get that close to get to the doctor to come in and look sometimes. I don't even get close enough to get them to run testing. They literally don't even come in the room. They run away. They don't listen to me. What I mean by don't listen to me, I give them perfectly good medical information that they can use to figure out what's wrong with me, like black urine, blood, things, videos, all that. We got documentation. We got witnesses. We got hundreds of camera videos at work. And guess what they do? Nothing. I'm there for 1 hour. They run no testing and they release me without seeing any proper doctors or without doing any further or any testing most of the time. Today I got mad and I told them that they better do one test. But my GI can't see it because of the policies. Apparently this hospital will not send it to that hospital. So they're not allowed to see it. Number two is a doctor at Frisbee did not spend an efficient amount of time trying to figure out what's on there. And even if they did, they didn't do any further testing and they had no plan to do further testing. And I was only in the emergency room for 1 hour before they're sending me out while hurt. Don't forget, I can't walk either. I'm crawling and being wheeled around in wheelchairs. And when they test me out, I hurt, I fall down. It's very clear. I'm tearing up. I mean, I can't make myself tear. I can't cry on command. That's not a skill I have. I cannot cry on command. I thought maybe I could at like 16 for acting school, or I was trying to see different careers I might want. Nope, I can't be an actor. I can't do any of the stuff actors need to do. I'm not a good actor. I never want to act, but I still get fucked and hurt. I would have made a good doctor if I wasn't made crippled and if the doctors helped me years ago, though, and I was allowed to go to medical school. I would work. I would work 2 jobs to be like a chemist or maybe some low-level medical industry person. But that is an option, and it never gets to be because now my kidneys are failing, my GI hurts. I've had a seizure disorder for 25 years. I'm on my 105th head injury, and now with this many head injuries, there's no way I can ever go to school. And pretty soon, I will never be able to walk again. I'll be lucky if I can feed myself soon. And so I'm really pissed off. I got maybe a year or two before I can feed myself, and recently I can't eat or feed myself either. I'm hoping that will change. But if this becomes permanent, that's right now. If you look right there, I have my stove on the ground, I got a trash can on the ground, and I got a heater on the ground. That's so I can puke shit, clean my piss off. That's so I have heat in case I start seizing. And then I got the stove so I can try to cook something without getting up out of my bed. I got my med box, my poop medicine, all that, my Marilax, all that right there because I can't move or walk. I got vomiting medicine right here because I wake up vomiting, and obviously I just took one so I could make this video. And I have an emergency phone to call 911, an emergency bracelet. And then this is how my bed has looked for 2 years now because I need an emergency all the time, and my health is an emergency level where I'm pretty sure I'm going to die very soon.